behalf of all the pistoleros, it is truly an honor to have Mr. Art Pinder here, one of the fathers of our sport, and not even arguably, the best all-around skin diver that ever walked the planet and swam the seas. And for us to have him out here is just such an honor. And Art, I'd love for you to come up here and answer a few questions. And we also got a little souvenir for you to take home. This is a great opportunity for you to ask Art. How many questions do you want to answer?
None.
None?
Yeah.
All right, at least a few.
Yeah, well, to start off with, we have a problem here because all the great liars have already been up here before me. So there's not much I can say. I'd like Sherry to come up here with me because she's my boss. You've met some of the greatest divers in the world right here. And I'm just very fortunate to have them as friends. I'm not sure they're my friends, but Dell wanted to know about diving out there, and I told him, I said, you go to the deep water, that's where the fish are. And the reason I told him that is because I like that 20, 30 foot of water, and I want him to get the hell out of there. I want him shooting all them fish. So, Sherry, you take over. If any of you want to ask some questions, I probably won't give you the right answer, but I'll try.
I'm not taking over. What I'm doing is repeating the questions to make sure he can hear them. So, sure, yeah.
Can you tell us about how you got bit in your leg by the shark, the story behind that?
The story of the shark that bit you in the leg. And I have the picture here, by the way. It's rotating, and you can see him smiling with a big giant grouper, and if you look closely, his calf is all duct taped.
Yeah, well,
the story of that.
Well, the people that make duct tape have to make a living, so. You usually never see the shark if he wants you. If the shark comes for you, he's got you. So, and that was in both cases that I got bit. I never saw the shark until afterwards, In this incident, I was diving alone, which isn't a good idea, but I just had my mate with me. I was running a yacht for ITT as a captain, so we went out on our own that day diving, and I got this nice grouper all tied up under the ledge, and while I was under there, all this blood's coming out, and the shark come up and nailed me on the leg, and so I didn't want to lose the fish. I got the fish out. I come to the surface, and I yelled for my mate, and he jumped in and grabbed the fish and took it back to the boat. We both got out on the dive platform. He looked down and he says, God, your leg's bleeding. What happened? I said, well, a shark bit me. And he said, well, why didn't you tell me? I said, because you wouldn't have got in and helped me if I did. So I've always told everybody, you don't dive alone. You always dive with a partner. And if you want to keep the sharks off, just make sure your partner is between you and the shark and you have no problem.
I got a question. Have you ever shot one of Jack Prodanovich's spear guns?
Have you ever shot one of Jack Prodanovich's spear guns? Jack Prodanovich? No. He's a San Diego bottom scratcher. No. Yeah. Have you ever shot any spear gun? Because Art is a sling man,
Yeah, well, I mean, I was with you when we shot.
Yeah, I was going to say.
That's the only time.
I put a gun in his hands and long fins, and he still wears a big round mask. I thought, I got to get him kind of modernized here. And I took him out, and I saw him, and I just felt like, you know what? That doesn't look right. Art, he's classic, he went back to his round mask and his little fins and his sling, and that's just who he is.
Because Art has given so much to all of us, and what do you give the man that has everything when it comes to diving? You didn't invent it, probably thought about it. So as Pistoleros, we have a Jack Radonovich spear gun for him.
Hey, Dell, you can use this as a crutch. Thank you. That was nice. Yeah, I thought we had a barbecue coming up. What the hell are we doing out here? Let's get to the barbecue.
Thank you, Art. We really enjoyed having that here.
Well, we enjoyed coming, Sherry and I. If it wasn't for Sherry, I wouldn't be here. She called me and said, can you make that trip? And I said, well, I don't know. She said, well, we get a free meal. I said, hell, I'm coming.
We're gonna have to get you back out here for another free meal.
Okay, we'll be here. And what about you all coming to our expo?
Yeah, I'm gonna give a little plug here. We have the Blue Wild Expo. It's the 5th year. It's in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale, Memorial Day weekend. And it's just like this, a fun time, exhibitors, speakers. And we actually have a tournament on Monday of Memorial Day. So it's a fun 3-day weekend. And if any of you guys can come over to our coast.
You know, with this thing, I don't need a weight belt.
I know.